Welcome back to the River City Hardball podcast presented by our friends at DBAT Jacksonville. And this summer, we're getting to know the guys from the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. And today, two participants of the league this summer from the Storm. Rey Otero is the manager, and one of his pitchers, a right-hander, Carson Hurst, joining us here tonight. Coach Otero, I'll start with you first. First of all, where are you from? Where did you grow up, and how did you find out about this league?
So I was born in Chicago, Illinois. My dad was in the Navy. Moved down to Jacksonville when I was like 8 months, so I call Jacksonville my hometown. So it's been a good year so far. What was that third question? I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. How did you find out about the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League?
Yeah, so I heard about it last summer. I know Chris was talking to some of the coaches in the area about fields and coaches available and trying to get players into the league. Coach Johnson, who's the head coach at Edward Waters, who I coach under, referred me to it this summer, but I heard it from him last year.
Carson Hurst, a right-hander from the Storm as well. Carson, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'm from Jacksonville, born and raised. Always lived here. I live over on the west side, closer to, about as far west as you can be while still being in Jacksonville. So I'm kind of off a ways, out on the outskirts. But, I've grown up here. I played baseball at Episcopal School in Jacksonville, downtown Jacksonville. I played baseball since I could walk, basically. It's always been a part of my life. And my dad played collegiately and got drafted by the Orioles when he was in the amateur draft, I believe, when that was still a thing. So he got a chance to play pro ball and ended up getting hurt, so it didn't work out for him. But it was pretty much destined for me to play ever since I was a little kid. I always, it's just a part of my family and kind of who I am.
That's
and
awesome.
I found out about the league last summer. I needed a place to play, and some guys reached out to me and asked me if I could help their team out and give them some innings and help their pitching staff out. So, I'm always looking to get better and looking for opportunities to just get off the mound and pitch. So that was kind of, just kind of what it was. It was a local thing, and I liked it, so I decided to do it again this summer.
Yeah, it's cool that there's an opportunity for guys like you to do that are going on to play collegiately and so forth. Rey, tell us about your experience so far in this league. What has it been like for you?
It's been good. It's a lot of good competition. All the teams are tough. Every game we played has been a battle for our players, for every one of our pitchers. As far as early in the league, early in the season, you want to make sure pitchers don't get hurt. So you get a pitch count on them. You're constantly checking their arms, see if they could go another inning and whatnot. So it's been pretty tough so far. Good competition.
And Carson, you're a right-hand pitcher in this league. First of all, it's a wood bat summer league. Tell us about, Carson, from your perspective, being a pitcher and throwing against guys that have wood bats instead of aluminum.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an advantage for me. I feel like wood bats aren't that much of a difference, but I feel like the main difference is if they get a hold of it, it goes a lot further. But there's a lot more room for error with wood bats, in my opinion. I think. Especially when guys are used to using aluminum bats in college and high school. It's just, if they're not used to it, it kind of gives me a little bit of an advantage, but I don't really look into it that much. I kind of just play like I'm playing. I don't really think about it, to be honest with you.
Rey, your approach with a wood bat, do you change your approach at all when you coach guys with they're swinging wood instead of aluminum?
Not necessarily. You always want to put a good swing on a good pitch. So, that's what I mainly preach to my hitters is go up there, hunt the fastball early, and, make sure you're not taking defensive swings, because commonly with wood bats, you take that defensive swing, that barrel slows down and, you get jammed. That's when the bat, occasionally breaks. With metal bat, you get away with that, with those check swings or those defensive swings. So I guess the biggest difference is just sticking with the approach with the wood bat and, staying focused on what pitch you're trying to handle.
Coach Otero is rocking the Storm hat and the shirt. I love that, man. It looks great on you.
Yeah, the kids are a little jealous because they didn't get a white hat. So I like to fawn in front of them.
Hey, Carson, tell us about your pitch mix. What are you throwing these days?
So I like throwing a fastball. I've never thrown super hard, but I have pretty good run and movement on my fastball, and I know how to locate. So that's kind of what I go off of. Or especially like first time through the lineup, I try to just get that going, get it located, and try to go in and out, up and down with it. Just try to, throw as many strikes as I can and just attack hitters with that. But I think for me, my best pitch would be my changeup because I've never really been a curveball heavy guy. My dad's always taught me since I was little that the changeup's the moneymaker. So I kind of just, use that to my advantage and throw the changeup off the fastball, and I get pretty good movement on both. So it helps me out. And then this summer I've been really working on a slider and trying to throw it for strikes and, just making it an out pitch, something I can go to whenever they start timing up my changeup. Just something else I can go to second time through the lineup, really.
Carson, was your dad a pitcher as well?
Yes, sir, he was.
So that's what I was going to say is that's probably where you learned your style of pitching and everything like that. Tell us about what you learned from your dad as a pitcher.
A lot of things I've learned is just not necessarily to be a thrower, but like he says, he kind of, a lot of guys get up there and they try to throw it as hard as they can. I really just get up there and try to, work and think and focus and try to think about what I can throw to get the hitter out, and what he looks like that day and what I feel like he's timed up or what he's thinking's coming, and I try to throw the opposite. That's the main thing for me. And just throw a lot of strikes and don't be scared to get hit. Just attack hitters and try to, just do what I do, get guys out and be confident with my stuff and be confident in myself.
Ray, what's been your favorite part of being a part of this league this summer so far?
Just seeing the talent. A lot of the kids in the league are local kids. So, I mean, seeing these kids through high school, being a college coach, you go out to, the local high schools and, you scout some of the players when they're young, and you follow them kind of throughout their high school career. And, I've seen a lot of these kids, come up through high school in Jacksonville. And so it's been good to watch them grow and develop and be able to, sign on to a big college or just any opportunity. So it's been a good experience to see these kids play.
And Carson, you mentioned part of this too, being a local league. Do you see guys that you play with in high school or guys you played against in high school? Is this something that guys in Jacksonville talk about, this league?
Yeah, I think this year it's definitely gotten a lot bigger. But to answer like the first part of your question, pretty much every team I've played against so far is a bunch of kids that I've played with my whole life, actually, like ever since I was not even 8, 9 years old, all the way up till I was 13 and 14. A lot of those travel teams I played on those kids are on some of these teams now. So it's fun going out there and competing against guys you played with your whole life and seeing if you can get them out.
Yeah, that's you got to love that part of it too, for sure. Carson, last thing or two, I'll let you guys run. What's been your favorite part of this league this summer, Carson?
Well, I'd say my favorite part is just, playing. I like playing for Coach Otero because he always lets me know when I'm pitching. He kind of gives me an idea on when to be ready, and it makes it easy on me to be able to get my workouts in and still focus on getting better in the weight room and my mobility and stuff, and just trying to become an overall better pitcher. It's really nice having him letting me know when I'm able to pitch and when he needs me. And I think for me especially, I kind of feel bad for the guys who come in from out of town, really, because they're not from around here, so they don't get to be at home for the summer because a lot of them play. They don't play in their hometown, obviously, so they also don't get to be home for summer, whereas for me, I get to come home and have somewhere to play, but also be able to stay at home. And it just makes it super easy on me while I'm also getting better. So it's just kind of a perfect fit for me right now.
Coach, last thing for you. What are you working on with these guys as you guys continue to play games? I know you guys play a lot, doubleheaders and things like that, but what are you specifically working on with these guys as you continue to play these games?
Really, it's just about the mental side. I mean, these kids, are obviously collegiate athletes. So, I mean, the physical part is there. Especially with the hitters, it's mainly about, getting them to buy into an approach, not necessarily my approach, but just an approach in general to where they can get comfortable at the plate and, swing at the pitches that they want to swing at. So it's like it's mainly the mental side of the game that I'm trying to push to them so that they're ready whenever they go out to their colleges in the fall.
What's next for you guys, Coach? What's coming up?
We have a game tomorrow against the Turtles, and then we have a doubleheader on Wednesday at Atlantic Coast. So main thing with our team is, that bullpen. We usually play a tight game up until we have to use the bullpen up, and that kind of hurts us. And then, in the 5th, 6th, and 7th, where our guys are tired and, pitching's kind of thin right now with our team, with some kids, out for vacation, enjoying their summer and whatnot. So biggest adjustment we would have to do is for our starters to be more efficient, in their starts. And Carson Hurst has been pretty darn efficient in his starts that he's had for me. So it's been a blessing to have him on the staff.
And Carson, I love one of the things that you said. I'm sure your dad's told you this as well. Like you said before, there's a difference between throwing and pitching, and I think you understand that for sure. Love to have this conversation with you guys here tonight. The last thing I'll ask you, Carson, is tell us a little bit about your college experience, where you're at right now outside of this league.
So I was actually up in West Virginia. It's called West Liberty University. It was a D2 up there in West Virginia. And I didn't have too bad of an experience, really. It was just kind of there's a lot to go into with it, but it was just kind of not a good fit for me. A lot of stuff happened within the program, and it just kind of, I wanted to be close to home. And the thing for me is, out of high school, I just wasn't really developed yet. I still had like baby weight on me, and I didn't have that grown man strength yet. And I feel like now I'm to the point where I've gotten a lot better in the weight room and just understanding how to get college hitters out. And I think that's helped a lot. And I really appreciated my time up there. I think being that far from home, it makes you grow up. It definitely made me a better person. But now I felt like I was just ready to play somewhere close to home. So right now I'm in the transfer portal, and I'm looking for somewhere to go. So hopefully I can find a home here soon.
Well, Carson, I would think this league too, and Coach, you weigh in here as well. This league, I would think, is kind of like a showcase to show maybe coaches and scouts or whoever that might want to take a look at you, right?
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
There's already been a few guys to approach me from other teams that wanted to transfer and, looking for a new home, such as Carson. So, I mean, this league definitely benefits those who need the reps to go into the colleges that they're going to, and those guys who are looking for a new home. So I think it benefits both sides.
Yeah, Carson, speak to that. I mean, this could be an opportunity in this league where somebody says, hey, we got an opportunity for you wherever it might be.
Yeah, I think the main thing for me is just not necessarily worrying about that, just knowing what just doing what I always done, just, competing, trying to win the game, just stay in the moment, not worry about what coaches are watching, not worry about anything other than just the game and taking it pitch by pitch, inning by inning, and just trying to get guys out and try to win the game. That's something I've always taken pride in, is just silent the noise and just kind of go to work and put your head down and just do what I know, just do what I do, really. I mean, it's great. I think it's been really good competition so far, especially a couple of the teams I pitched against. It's been a real grind for me to get through their lineups, and it's definitely made me better. It's definitely, allowed me to just work on some stuff, and I've had a good time so far. So I'm not necessarily worrying about who's watching me or anything like that, just kind of worrying about myself. I think that's what the summer's for, is just worrying about getting yourself better.
Carson Hurst and Rey Otero from the Storm of the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. Guys, thanks so much for a few minutes, and best of luck moving forward this summer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.